Hello Internet, my name is Ace and today I'm going to be doing a speed painting of an emo girl. This painting started life as a sketch like most of the paintings I do, and I was basically just on the phone with a friend. Here's the actual front-on view of the sketch so you can see what it looks like. I was just on the phone with a friend and we was just talking. I was just doodling. It's no one in particular, it was just, like I say, a fun doodle. I took a photo of it and went over it with the pencil tool, just a, well, not a pencil tool, just a pencil brush. I normally just do more of a painterly style, so I don't normally separate the sections out, but on this one I decided to do it with masks and I didn't really like it, so I probably won't do it again in the future. But basically what I was doing here was just mapping out the masks. So there's a mask for the hair, a mask for the face, a mask for the neck. Later on there's one for the gap in the mouth, the teeth, the lips, etc. But I was basically getting those separate so I could just paint within those. The software I was using, I didn't really like the way that it dealt with the edges, and it all needed blending out later, like painting, like basically painting out later. So I wasn't a huge fan of it. But as you can see, I was doing it all monotone at first, so monochromatic. So I was basically just using one color, varying the saturation and the value. So I wasn't doing any, I wasn't changing the color, because I knew I wanted to color it in later. So I'm basically just getting my values. I'm finding my darks, I'm finding my lights, and like I say, you can see me masking out that mouth section a little bit now. But that's it really. It's just getting the darks, getting the lights, getting the lightest lights, the darkest darks. Then just going in and detailing really. So it's a fairly simple process. Like, I didn't like those eyes. I think I ended up redrawing them a little bit later on. And again, just doing this mask methods, just, I'm not sure. A lot of people do it, so obviously it's good. If lots of people do it, it's probably good. But I'm just never seem to get on well with it. I'm going to do a lot more painterly in the future. I think it's that whole grass is always greener thing. You see loads of people doing it a certain way, so you try it. But I guess there's only one way to find out if you like doing something, that's to do it. So I've added a bit more texture to the background, so just a kind of painterly, oily kind of brush, and just scribbling in some things in there, just adding a bit of details here to the teeth. I didn't use any reference like for those gums or teeth or anything like that, so basically just kind of thought where the light would be and where the light would not get, and essentially just guessing really. And they came out pretty okay. I mean, they would have come out a lot better if I'd used reference, but I kind of like from time to time to test myself and see if I can do something with reference, without reference. And this was just one of those times where I did it without reference. As you can see, I'm just redrawing the eye here. The shape stays somewhat similar. I do change a fair bit, but I kind of like this eye shape a little bit more. Could have gone a bit bigger with the eye maybe, but I wanted the dominant part of the piece to be this the teeth in the mouth, because the whole, I guess the inspiration for this painting, well, it just came from a doodle really, so I wasn't really thinking. I was talking to my friend on the phone, but I remember when I was like maybe 10, 11 years ago, every girl seemed to look like this. It was probably the circles I was hanging around with, listening to that kind of music, but everyone had these huge hair. In fact, I could have gone 10 times bigger with this hair, like really amplified the hair. And everyone was like really thin, like almost emaciated. They had like skeletal features and just big hair and like really thick black eyeliner. And like I say, it was obviously just the circles I was hanging around in like 10, 12 years ago. If I was hanging around with people into rap music, I'm sure they probably didn't look like this. But it was just kind of like a snapshot of my teenage years, like late teenage years, like 18, 19, maybe a little earlier, of just everyone looking like this and going out to nightclubs and I don't know, I just got like a real nostalgic feeling for this kind of time in my life. And obviously when I was talking about my friend, then that was just coming out somewhat, so I decided to do this. So like I say, I've got all the values done pretty much now. Probably do a bit more, change a little bit more, but this is the way I like to do it. I really like to focus on the values, so you can see the lights, you can see the darks, and you can just get everything the way it needs to be in a black and white, I guess, kind of sense. Now, this painting, I ended up going really cool with the colors, and one, it was maybe to amplify that kind of emo feeling of yesteryear, but another reason is why is probably because I went for this red tone when I was doing the values. I randomly just pick a tone. It usually ends up being like a reddy pink color, but I was just sick of staring at this like really red, just really red color. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna go cool with the colors, and like I say, it suits that style as well, and put some details in the eyes and everything like that, which I'm detailing now. Now the eyes, the actual, I always forget the name of the actual anatomical bits, but the cornea, I think. The way that light hits that is that it's shaped like a ball, I guess. And the light is, if the light's coming from the right hand side, it's going to hit that left hand side of that ball. It's like looking into a ball, and it's obviously going to be darker on the right hand side of the ball. And you can see that that's what I did in the eye somewhat. This was just like a quick painting, really, especially compared to some of the longer ones that I do that can take like 50-60 hours. So just a dead quick kind of, it was just a fun thing just for this channel, really. And so I could have spent 10 times longer on the eyes and just 10 times longer on everything else, but it was just a fun painting. And as you can see, I'm just adding in some shadows here from what the hair would be making. But the fun thing is that you don't have to like spend tens of hours rendering things out to get something that kind of looks, it does the job. It looks fine. And like I say, in the neck and the face and things like that, and especially the hair, I could have spent multiple times the length on it and got something that looks more realistic. But I kind of like this style. And like I say, you can see I went super cool with the colors, just like blue and then purples for the shadows. The eye, I don't know why, I just went for this like shocking green color, greeny blue, just because, well, actually, I don't really know why. I just kind of like that greeny blue color. And there's no like super blacks in this. Like everything that would be black is more of a purple. And I really wanted, like I say, the accent of this is the mouth. So I thought I'd frame that mouth with just this garish, shocking pink color, but try and make it work within the actual picture. And I was actually watching a movie whilst I was doing this. So I think I was watching The Hateful Eight. I've seen it before, so because that's kind of a movie you have to really watch whilst you're watching it. But I was just trying to, like I said, frame that mouth with something like garish. So I was slapping down colours without really thinking too much about it. I like to do that with my colours sometimes. Is just do something else, listen to an audiobook, listen to music, and listen to music constantly, but put a movie on, a TV show, and kind of disconnect a little bit from the painting, because you can get into this, you get to, not a rut, but like you can focus your energy too much on a system of, right, this should be this color, this should be that color. And if you just play around with colors, you can sometimes get something that looks different from what you normally would. And this one ended up very different from what I normally would. And here she is finished. So if you want tutorials on how I draw, how I paint, how to get something more like this, but in a lot more depth, then just hit the subscribe button down below and check out my channel. Like I say, there's videos on drawing perspective, videos on drawing caricature is coming up, there's portrait sketching, there's so much great things on there. So you can, like I say, click that button, click the like button as well, always helps out. If you want to support me and in turn grab some awesome goodies for yourself, such as early and extra videos and Google Hangouts with me from as little as $1 a month, head on over to patreon.com/aceconnell. I'll see you there.